those of you that had to drive a long distance, those of you who have marked the trail last night and come early this morning to mark the trail this morning. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. The mission of Wear Blue is to honor the service and sacrifice of the American military. Wear Blue does this by gathering in communities around the world, creating a circle, calling out the names of the fallen, and then running to reflect on those service members' service and sacrifice. So just one moment of silence, please, for those people who have fallen on this Memorial Day. Holding in your hands, you have service members' names who have died this weekend, each year since 2001. And we're just going to go around the circle. I'll start, Patty will go next, and we'll read out the names of the people who have fallen this weekend. Captain Dominique Nicholas, Specialist Alan Bean Jr., Private First Class James Lambert, Private First Class Richard Rosas, Sergeant Kevin Sheehan.
Corporal Jacob C. Light, Chief Warrant Officer Christopher Thibodeau, Tech Sergeant Christopher M. Soulsby, First Lieutenant John M. Russell,
Major Matthew Schramm, Private First Class Jeremiah Smith, Private Second Class David Evans Jr., Lance Corporal Kyle Cogner, and Corporal Matthew Henderson.
Corporal Matthew LaForest, Lance Corporal David Lindsay, Specialist Alexander Rosa Jr., Corporal Lance Zalman, Specialist Justin Boxbaum.
First Sergeant Blue Rowe, Lieutenant Colonel Mark Stratton II, Commander Dwayne Wolf, Staff Sergeant Edwin Rivera, PFC Daniel Unger, Specialist J. Aiden Garcia, Lance Corporal Kevin Lucas, Specialist Robert Baer, Captain Douglas DeCenzo.
Major Ricardo Crocker, Sergeant Alfred Seiler, Sergeant David Wimberg, and Lance Corporal Emmanuel Villarreal.
Staff Sergeant Joseph Hamsky, Private First Class John Johnson, Staff Sergeant Roberto Loaiza, Specialist Keedith Jacobs, Navy Hospitalman Eric Warren.
Staff Sergeant Michael Quinn, Sergeant Louis A. Ramos Velasquez, Specialist Adam J. Patton, Staff Sergeant Urgin V. Osman, Staff Sergeant Edward D. Mills.
Private First Class Caleb Lofkin, Chief Warrant Officer Matthew Lowry, Sergeant Mark Malda, Chief Warrant Officer Joshua Scott.
Staff Sergeant Michael Quinn, Corporal Clinton Blodgett, Staff Sergeant Clayton Dunn, Private First Class Charles Hester, and Corporal Michael.
Corporal Gregory Millard, Sergeant Eric Smallwood, Corporal Francis Trussell Jr., Sergeant Nicholas Walsh, Specialist William Bailey III.
Lance Corporal Stephen G. Sutton, Specialist Vilmar Galarza Hernandez, Sergeant Topiga J. Tautolo, and Private First Class Leroy Duronde III.
Staff Sergeant Michael Quinn, Sergeant Thomas Broomhead, Sergeant Kernan Mitchell, PV2 Kenneth Nally, and Staff Sergeant Brett Petrikin.
Specialist Christopher Gathercole, Sergeant Blake Evans, Staff Sergeant Frank Gasper, Sergeant David Limbat, Specialist Chad Edmondson.
Sergeant Howard Henry.
Warrant Officer 1 Joseph Shiro, Staff Sergeant Justin Marquez.
Sergeant Jeffrey Shearer,
Sergeant Jabron Knox, Sergeant Michael Knapp, Sergeant Jameson Lingskog, Private Jeremy Faulkner, Private First Class Dustin Feldhaus, Staff Sergeant Fred Adamski, Sergeant First Class Afrin Arachaga, and Staff Sergeant Brian Burgess.
Staff Sergeant Roger Gross, U.S. Marine Corps, Sergeant Rocky Edgerton, U.S. Army.
Warrant Officer Frank Honeycomb.
Staff Sergeant Benjamin Weiss, PFC Nicholas Harvey.
And Staff Sergeant David Nunez.
PFC Dougie Cordeau, Lieutenant Terry Kushner.
As we take part in this run, may we have the best efforts, that we touch the hearts of every participant and bring awareness to our noble cause. legacies of those who have made the ultimate sacrifice. It is for the fallen, for the fighting, and for the families that we run. All right, guys, we're gonna have fun today. Last night, Sarah and Laura and I marked 5 miles out. We marked at a quarter mile. We marked at a half a mile. We marked at 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5. So you can go any distance you want. Even if you want to hit all the way to the 5 out, there's a big, giant 5 with the turnaround and a head back round. So thank you so much for making our effort amazing. I'm really excited. I thought we might just be 5 people here
Yes,
today.
we were
This is
worried that
fantastic.
there would only be a couple.
Thank you
So.
very much.
Good job.
There's water over on the table. There's water fountains out for a little while, but after that there is no water. So if you didn't bring some, or you want to bring an extra, grab a water bottle, bring it with you. The flags, if you haven't done so and you wanted to, you can write your name on a ribbon, or write the name of the person you're running for on a ribbon, put it on an empty flag. At the end of the run, feel free to take it with you, either as a memorial or something as a keepsake. So.
Go blue!
Yes,
Go
go blue!